Ever wished your staking rewards could level up the more you claim them? Well, stick around because multiplier points might just be your new best friend.
Welcome to Unwrapped, the podcast for DeFi, NFTs, on-chain culture, and all things in the BMX ecosystem.
Okay, before we really dive in, just a quick but really crucial reminder for everyone listening.
Yeah, nothing here is financial advice. Always do your own research.
Absolutely. So today, we're taking a deep dive into multiplier points. We're looking at what they are, how they actually supercharge rewards for BMX stakers, and maybe surprisingly, why claiming frequently is really key here.
Right. It's an existing feature, baked right into the BMX protocol, sometimes gets a bit overlooked maybe. So yeah, we're here to unpack it for you.
Exactly. Let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into multiplier points, MPs they're often called, within the BMX protocol. This is a really fascinating feature, actually. It's designed to sort of supercharge your rewards as a staker of the BMX token. It's an existing, pretty powerful mechanism baked right into the protocol, and honestly, we kind of think it's an often overlooked benefit. It can make a huge difference in your staking game.
Yeah, I think people might miss it sometimes.
Exactly.
Okay, so BMX, how does it tackle this challenge, sustainably rewarding stakers beyond just basic fee accrual? Maybe let's quickly recap BMX staking.
Yeah.
You commit your tokens, you gain exposure to the protocol's fee accrual.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
Right.
But the real game changer here, and I think where multiplier points really shine, is in the source of these rewards. How does that work within BMX typically?
Well, the BMX ecosystem, it's designed to route a fixed slice of the fee pool, which is generated by all sorts of protocol activities, directly back to stakers as wrapped ETH or wETH. It's like a direct pipe, from network activity straight to staker rewards.
And that's a crucial distinction, isn't it? That these rewards come directly from real network activity. It avoids those inflationary pressures we often see with new token emissions just being printed constantly. You see it in so many protocols, right? New tokens just minted to pay reward, often leading to sell pressure, diluted value, the usual story. But here, every trade, every NFT sale, every interaction within the BMX ecosystem actually contributes to these fees.
That's the key.
So the more usage the protocol sees, the more fees get generated, and the higher that wETH stream becomes. It's a really nicely aligned incentive structure, I think. It actively promotes the long-term health and real value accrual of the ecosystem rather than just chasing short-term payouts.
That brings us neatly to multiplier points. So, okay, we've got this robust non-inflationary stream of rewards. Great. But where do multiplier points fit in and how do they actually amplify that stream? What are these MPs? Can you give us a feel for the different places these fees come from, like the diversity of the sources?
Yeah, definitely. The sources are pretty varied, actually. They come from, almost every corner of the BMX ecosystem. Take BMX Classic, for example. 20% of every fee dollar from things like swaps, margin trading, opening and closing positions, funding, liquidations, even from BLT minting and redeeming, all that gets converted to wrapped ETH and streamed to stake BMX.
Wow, 20% across all that. And it doesn't stop there, right? I remember Freestyle has a different rate.
That's right. On Freestyle, it's even higher, 30% of the intent fill fees. That includes the platform fee and any funding differentials, straight to stakers.
And then there's Carousel for the NFT folks.
Exactly. Carousel contributes a really significant chunk. 60% of its 0.25% marketplace fee from NFT and Vero sales goes into that wrapped ETH stream for stakers too. So yeah, it's drawing from a lot of different activity streams.
It paints a clear picture. It feels like a very direct alignment of incentives.
Precisely. It's a very clear, very robust incentive alignment. Simply put, more usage across these products means more fees generated. And that translates directly into a higher wrapped ETH stream for the stakers. It's a beautifully simple feedback loop. More usage, more fees, higher rewards.
Okay, great refresher. Now let's pivot to the main event today, multiplier points. Can you define these for us, in the simplest way possible? What are they?
Right. Think of multiplier points, or MPs, as a kind of a loyalty score, specifically for the BMX staking system. They're non-transferable points minted by the staking contract itself. They live on chain. But, and this is really important, they are not tokens. They don't have voting rights, no redemption value outside of boosting your staking rewards.
A loyalty score. I like that. Keeps it simple.
Yeah.
So how do you actually get these points? Do they just appear or?
They accrue over time, like a slow drip. The rate is roughly 1 MP per staked BMX per year. So if you're staking, say, 1,000 BMX, you'll accumulate about 1,000 MPs over a full year.
1 MP per BMX per year seems straightforward enough, but here's the bit I think people miss. How do those points you're accruing actually start working for you? How do they become active?
Yes, this is the crucial step, and it's actually built into something you'd be doing anyway. Your pending MPs only get added to your active balance when you hit that Claim Rewards button.
The same button for claiming wrapped ETH.
Exactly the same one. It's a single transaction that does two things. It claims your wrapped ETH rewards, and it locks in any pending MPs you've accrued since your last claim. So yeah, like you said before, one transaction, double goodies, basically.
That's really efficient. And it highlights why claiming often is so beneficial, right? Because MPs stack up block by block. Claiming weekly, or maybe even more often, means you lock them in sooner. And that boost starts applying to your rewards right away. It's almost like compounding your loyalty score faster.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And the boost calculation itself is also really simple. Your boost percentage is just your total multiplier points divided by your total staked BMX.
Okay, MPs divided by staked BMX. Is there a limit to that boost?
Yes, there is. It's capped at 100%. So let's say you have 500 MPs and you're staking 1,000 BMX. That's 500 divided by 1,000, which gives you a 50% boost. If you manage to accumulate 1,000 MPs while staking 1,000 BMX, that's the 1,000 divided by 1,000. 100% boost, that's the max. At that point, your effective weight in calculating your share of the wrapped ETH fees literally doubles.
Doubling your effective weight just by sticking around and claiming regularly, that's pretty powerful. But what happens if someone decides to unstake? Do they take their points with them?
No, and this is a key part of the design. Unstaking burns your multiplier points proportionally. So if you have, say, 1,000 BMX staked and 500 MPs, and you decide to unstake half your BMX, you'll also burn half your MPs. So you'd lose 250 MPs in that transaction.
Okay. So it directly encourages staying staked.
Exactly. The system is deliberately designed to reward that sticky, long-term staking behavior. Let's really try and put this into perspective with a practical example. Imagine, a weekly wrapped ETH reward pool of, say, 10 wETH. Just to keep numbers easy, and it's shared among all stakers. Now, let's say we have 4 hypothetical stakers, A, B, C, and D, and they each have 1,000 BMX staked. Keep it simple.
Okay, sounds good. So staker A has 0 multiplier points, just started maybe. Their boost percentage is 0%, obviously, and their effective weight stays at 1,000. In this scenario, they'd receive roughly 1.74 wrapped ETH from that 10 wETH pool for the week.
Okay, 1.74 wETH. Now, staker B, they've accumulated 250 multiplier points on their 1,000 staked BMX. Been claiming for a bit. This gives them a 25% boost percentage, right? Boosting their effective weight to 1,250.
That's right, 1,250.
Suddenly, their share jumps to about 2.17 wrapped ETH. That's already, like 25% more rewards than staker A, just by having a relatively modest boost.
It adds up fast. Now, staker C, on the other hand, had a 500 multiplier points. Halfway there, their boost percentage hits 50%, making their effective weight 1,500.
1,500 weight.
Yep. So their weekly share of the wrapped ETH accrues to around 2.61. That's roughly 50% more than staker A was getting, simply by consistently claiming and building up those MPs.
That's significant. And then there's staker D. They've really played the long game, maybe claimed every week. They've accumulated 1,000 multiplier points on their 1,000 staked BMX. This puts them right at the maximum 100% boost percentage, effectively doubling their weight to 2,000. Their share of that 10 wETH pool is now a whopping 3.48 wrapped ETH. That's double what staker A is getting. And crucially, without putting in any additional capital, just by being consistent.
Exactly.
So essentially, consistent claiming and long-term staking could literally double your effective reward share without any extra capital.
And this brings us to another really critical aspect, the burn on exit mechanism.
Burn on exit? Sounds dramatic.
Well, it just means when you unstake your BMX, your accumulated multiplier points are burned proportionally. You don't get to keep them if you're not staking.
So if I take out half my BMX...
You lose half your MPs. Exactly. Yeah. So if you unstake half your BMX position, half of your accumulated MPs just vanish, burned by the contract.
Okay, but wait. This is actually a huge benefit for the remaining stakers in the pool, isn't it?
Precisely. When one staker's multiplier points are burned, the total effective weight of the entire staking pool actually decreases.
Right, the denominator gets smaller.
Exactly, which means the ones who are committed for the long term suddenly find their individual slices of that weekly wrapped ETH reward pool getting bigger. They expand.
Can we illustrate that quickly using the same example?
Yeah, definitely. So imagine staker B, the one with 250 MPs and the 12,750 effective weight, decides to unstake all their BMX. Their MPs get burned. The total reward pool, let's say it stays 10 wrapped ETH for the week, but the total effective weight of the pool drops because that 12,050 is gone.
Okay.
Now, Staker A, who previously got 1.74 wETH with their 1,000 weight, sees their share jump up to about 2.22 wETH.
Nice little bump.
Yeah. And Staker C, who had 1,500 weight and got 2.61 wETH, their share increases to 3.33 wETH.
Even better.
And Staker D, the max booster at 2,000 weight, they go from 3.48 wETH all the way up to 4.44 wETH.
Wow. Okay. So that mechanism strongly rewards sticky long-term participation. It actively pushes extra wrapped ETH to those who stay committed.
Exactly. It's a system really designed to favor enduring commitment over, fleeting engagement or mercenary capital.
Okay. So let's kind of summarize the benefits here. What does this all mean for you as a staker? First, it seems to perfectly align incentives, right? The system rewards users who are truly committed to the BMX ecosystem. It encourages long-term engagement rather than just short-term farming.
Absolutely. Second big benefit. You earn extra wrapped ETH rewards simply for sticking around. And crucially, you don't need to deploy any additional capital to get that boost. Your existing stake just becomes more productive over time.
And number 3, which we touched on earlier, but it's worth repeating, is that this boost comes without any token inflation. As you said, MPs are points. They're not new tokens being minted. So there's no added sell pressure on the BMX token itself from this mechanism.
Which is huge for long-term value. Plus, earning MPs is incredibly easy. It's passive, really. They accrue automatically just by staking. And you simply lock them in by doing something you probably want to do anyway, claiming your wETH rewards. There's no complex strategy or active management needed beyond hitting claim.
Seems pretty straightforward. And for people who might worry about flexibility, about being locked in?
Well, that's another plus. There's a liquid exit. You can unstake your BMX whenever you want. There are no time locks on your principal capital. You only lose the additional multiplier points you've accumulated, not your initial staked amount. So the penalty for leaving is losing future boost, not your base assets.
Okay, that makes sense. And finally, you mentioned transparency.
Yeah, all MP accruals and burns are totally transparent, recorded right there on the blockchain. Anyone can verify it. There are no hidden mechanics. It's all out in the open.
Pretty good. But we should also touch on the risks, right? No free lunch in DeFi.
Absolutely. Always important. So first, like with any DeFi protocol, there's always inherent smart contract risk. While, the BMX protocol is designed with robust architecture, it undergoes audit, stuff like that, any interaction with smart contracts carries at least some potential for vulnerabilities. Can't ignore that.
Standard DeFi risk. Got it. What else?
Secondly, that burning mechanism we discussed. While it benefits the long-term stakers who remain, it does mean that if you unstake, your multiplier points are burned. This will obviously reduce your future rewards potential from that specific staked position if you were to restake later without those points. It's explicitly designed to incentivize commitment, so leaving has that consequence.
Right. It's a feature, not a bug, but it's a risk to your boost if you need to exit.
Correct. And then we also just need to acknowledge market realities. The market price of BMX itself, like any digital asset, can be volatile. Bitcoin moves, ETH moves, everything moves. So the USD value of your staked assets can definitely fluctuate up or down.
Fair point. Volatility is part of the game.
And lastly, it's important to remember that the weekly wrapped ETH rewards you receive, they're not fixed. They're not guaranteed. They depend entirely on the network volume and the overall activity across all the BMX products. Classic, Freestyle, Carousel. More activity generally means more fees and higher rewards, but, periods of lower activity will naturally lead to smaller wETH distributions. It's variable.
Okay, that covers the risks well. So I guess to wrap up this deep dive into multiplier points, stake, claim often, boost your rewards. Seems pretty simple when you break it down.
That's the core message, yeah. To keep learning more about the BMX ecosystem, definitely subscribe to the BMX DeFi YouTube channel and follow them on X at BMX DeFi.
Yeah, great resources there. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Next time, we'll be unwrapping the benefits of providing liquidity on Deli Swap. Should be interesting. Don't miss it.